Hey guys, welcome back to Way Up Trading, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how we were able to turn a $50 investment to over $650 within one day, and how to go step by step and making the same thing happen for you in the future using just these few indicators, and how to use them in less than 10 minutes. So today, we're able to jump into a call. Now, this is not always the case with a lot of the way stocks move. This is not always going to be a consistent situation, but we did have a great opportunity to play the SPY to the upside and really capitalize on some of the movement off of what happened with Apple's earnings yesterday, and really set the market into a uptrend ever since yesterday afternoon, and it continued on into today. A lot of opportunity to make some big money. And right here, I'm going to show you the exact method of how to capitalize on these types of moves going forward on other trades. So I want you to go ahead and open up TradingView. If you don't have TradingView, you should go ahead and download that software. It's free to download. Starts you off with a few indicators, but you have the opportunity to upgrade to a different type of plan that gives you options to have more indicators available. But the main ones that we necessarily need moving forward are just going to be a few of the EMA crosses that I like to use, volume, and a few other oscillators that are really important in making sure that you get the best entries and exits for maximum momentum and profitability on your trades, and take advantage of options, basically leverage, in order to maximize your profits. All right, now in TradingView, you're going to make sure you go into the indicator section here, and you're going to type in these few indicators that I have marked on my left-hand side of the screen. Volume, 921 cross, 20, 50, 100 EMA, support and resistance, JS trend candles, and a 1348 EMA cross. The oscillators you want to add are going to be the shaft trend cycle and the RSI. Now, to go over each one of these in simple, understandable format, volume basically just precedes price. It gives us an idea of where sentiment is, and if there's going to be continuation, whether or not more people are buying and selling at certain price points, and if there's interest in the stock at that point in time. You can see this on the bottom hand side of the screen. On volume, you want to make sure that you go ahead and use the settings quickly and add a volume moving average, which is this here. I like to make it white so it stands out, and I can clearly see whether or not the trend has changed, or if there's more or less volume happening at any given time. After that's done, you want to make sure you add your 921 EMA cross. This is the momentum indicator, or a momentum cross. EMA stands for exponential moving average, which is basically just an average of what's happening over a 9-day period and a 21-day period on the stock. The two of these crossing will represent a motion either to the upside if it crosses up, where the 9 is above the 21 EMA, and to the downside if the 9 crosses below the 21 EMA. These are just basic lines that just will carry a stock in whatever direction the crosses take place in. The 20 to 50 EMA ribbons here. The 200 is really what we're most concerned with. The 200 EMA is going to be this red line. Typically, we like to take calls above this red line, safer, meaning that there's an uptrend happening in the stock. If you see this red line going the opposite direction or downward, the stock is trading below the line. Put options are going to be the more likely situation to make the most money. In this case, calls were the move. Support and resistance line. These are going to be generated based upon the prices that the stock is taking in a short period of time, and also takes in consideration where supports or resistances are going to show up over long periods. Plainly speaking, you're either going to bump your head at the top or find a nice sturdy cushion at the bottom. You're going to ride these areas up or down depending on where they hit. JS trend candles just basically shows different color scheme on your candlesticks, which represent continued momentum. If they flip blue, it means that the stock is continuing a bullish pattern, meaning it's going to continue to go up. Stock starts to turn red with a red outline around each candle, that means there's a potential for turnaround, drops back down. If it flips completely red, that means there's going to be heavy sell pressure and it's going to come downward. And vice versa, if you see a red candle with a blue outlining, that means that the momentum is now going to shift back toward the upside. The 1348 EMA cross is basically another continuation for momentum in an upward or downward path. If the 13 EMA crosses above the 48 EMA, you will see a cross take place, and then momentum will continue toward the upside. If the 13 EMA drops below the 8 EMA, there is going to be a downside move where puts would be the play. All depends on whether or not you are above the 200 moving average, which is the indication of either calls or puts, and the trend of the stock. Now moving down to the oscillators, the shaft trend cycle is basically giving us the idea of bullish momentum or bullish continuation, or bearish pressure or bearish continuation. It will flip green when things are on the move up, hang up here in the green section while things are continuing to move up, and it will flip red when that move is now over and now moving into a bearish setup. Hang down here until the momentum is then shifted back towards green, towards bullish, where at that point you'll then flip green in order to ride the move back up. You can see how this correlates with the price in the stock, the upside and to the downside, as I move my mouse over the different areas of the shaft trend cycle. And lastly, the RSI is the relative strength index, which basically gives us the idea of the strength of that's occurring. There are two levels to pay attention to, which are the oversold, the bottom end, which is at about 30. The right hand side, there is a number that's marked there at this dotted line. If it drops below 30, that would be considered an oversold situation, meaning that there's a possibility for a bounce or reversal. If it's above the 70 line here, the top dotted line, that's most likely a situation where the stock is overbought and it's in a situation that can be soon sold off. Where the lines cross would basically mean that there is now going to be a downtrend. If the purple line now crosses below the yellow signal line, downward pressure will continue, and it will change as the purple line crosses back above, and that upward pressure will now continue, and it will continue to ride above as long as the two lines do not cross over. Once you see the cross down to the opposite side, it may be indication that you may want to stop your play or sell off some of your position, keep some profit. But as long as this is above the yellow signal line, you're pretty much making money. As it crosses back down, in this case, if you were in a call play, the play is now over. All right, now that we got that out of the way, I'll show you how we're able to make $50 into $650, which is a 1,200% increase on taking a call this morning. You can clearly see that we had a cross that took place in pre-market. Oh, this is on the 5-minute chart, and the trend was riding up the 9 EMA all morning into open. Open took place here right at this chain. Once we were above the 200 moving average, and we received a retest, meaning that the stock came back down to touch the red line, bounced, which is again the 200 moving average. Once this bounced and showed strength, double check to make sure we have our cross above on a shaft trend cycle as well, that we are in the green on the shaft trend cycle, and RSI has already crossed above, which it has. We're able to start a position for a call to the nearest support line. We entered in a 0 expiration call option, meaning that it expires today, for the closest support, which is roughly at about $412 on the SPY. Once we were able to go ahead and snag the call option early on in the morning, we were able to ride this entire trend all the way up as the candles were stayed in the blue positioning, riding above the 921 cross that took place early in the morning. 9 EMA stayed as a support line for the move all the way up $412, just about $411.66. This move right here took a call option early in the morning, roughly at about 10 o'clock, at about 9:30, 9:40 a.m. here and here to about 10:45. This would have netted you over 100% return on investment. So your $50 investment would have come well over $100, if not more, by this time frame, all based upon understanding the crosses that took place on the stock. To further confirm the stock moves, you want to go ahead and move into the 3-minute time frame just to get a tighter look on exactly how things took place. 3 minutes, you can see here, yellow plus sign shows the 921 cross in the morning. Support was crossed. Continuation on the 9 EMA all the way up until it reached 412, or just under 412. Would have been an area to take your profits. At that point, see, we have a support, we've hit resistance, and now we have a support line that still shows here. While the shaft trend cycle red, the sell-off held on the support line and did not break below until it did slightly for a quick moment, indicating a little bit of a change in behavior. You can see that the volume picked up for just that brief moment before buyers started to step back in, as you can see with the green volume here. The momentum shifted back towards the call side. You can see this indicated in the shaft trend cycle flipping from red to green, as well as the RSI signal line crossing back above. So you might have taken your profits here at the support line. You may have re-entered with some of your profits from here in order to play the continuation move. Again, confirmed here the 921 cross for a second time throughout the day, showing that calls were still the position, crossing through resistance, red line, and then continuing to ride the 9 all the way up until you got to about $414, just about $414 today. This entire move from morning to open would have netted you 1,200% return on your $50 investment. Now taking your $50 to $650 just by understanding how to read the momentum of the chart with a few crosses of moving averages and understanding the shaft trend cycle as well as the RSI. Now you may be wondering, how can you have done something like this for the opposite direction, playing the downside? Well, we'll take a look at that in the next example. Here's a good example of this exact same concept and exact same momentum style of trading used on a negative or on a downward move. Same concept applies, however, it's just going to be reversed. The 921, the 1348 cross, all below 200 moving average, which is this red line right here. Support and resistance lines are set. You can see that there was a slight move up. Shaft trend cycle shows red. RSI seems to be low. You can see once the shaft trend cycle flipped from green to red, price dropped. We already knew that we were below the 200 moving average, and that puts were going to be the more likely play to take part in. Once you broke this support level, then proceeded to bounce up to retest this 9 EMA that the game was on. You broke the support level, and now it was time to play your puts and enter in your put position, whether or not it's 0 days to expiration or possibly a safer bet for the following day on the SPY. You would enter your put position, in this case, for somewhere around the 406 mark. This move would have netted you somewhere over 100%. If it was for a following day, you could have been up 30 to 40% just from this drop here. You can see that they made, which was an opportunity to reinvest some of your winnings. If you took profits, money could have waited for a second opportunity to reinvest or put in a new investment. Here at this failed retest of this line, waited for the shaft trend cycle to go from green to red. Enter in your put position, play to the downside, again riding the 9 EMA till it broke the support, and ride the 9 EMA all the way down to roughly $406. A 0 DTE put position would have netted somewhere around 800 to 1,000% from the top here all the way down, just by following the shaft trend cycle and watching the RSI flip above and below the signal line. Now, I strongly encourage you to give us a try with a paper trading account. You can use a paper trading account on several different brokerages. I know that they're available on Webull, as well as Robinhood. Paper trade first, give this a shot, see how it goes, back test it over a couple different charts, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be really excited with the results that you get. Before trying to understand that trading options can be risky, and you need to use proper risk management when taking on some of these plays. So give it a try. You'll see. Sure, you're going to find success with this. Once you start to build confidence, give it a try with a small amount, only willing to lose if things do go the other way. And at the end of the day, it's you against yourself, having proper risk management, keeping greed and fear in check. And you can definitely turn $50 into $650 or whatever have you, 10x your money, 100% your money. This is a simple and easy way in less than 10 minutes of how you can turn $50 to $650, big returns off of small investments, and make the outcome income for 2023. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to the video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the chat below. I'd love to get started with getting you on the path to success and making more money in 2023. All right, so that pretty much wraps up the video, and I want to know what you guys think. Leave your comments and questions down in the comment box below. And of course, if that button is still red, go ahead and click like, subscribe, join us on the way up. We're going to be here every single day, growing our portfolios together and making the outcome income for 2023. Don't forget, leave your comments, like, subscribe, and we're going to see you on the next video.